Belly fat. We've all got it, but it's the number one thing we say we want to get rid of. So, is it possible? Let's cut the BS and find out. It's the 21st century. What do we do when we want the answer to any health issue?
Should I call the doctor?
No, don't be silly. Why would you call a medical professional or seek the advice of a health coach when you can go to good old Google?
I Googled it, okay?
But what happens when you ask the Google gods in the interwebs what to do about your belly fat? You get this: pills, detox teas, gut cleansers. Is that Viagra? What the f? No wonder people are confused.
I'm so confused.
In your confusion, you might turn to YouTube for real life stories and magical answers to shifting the stubborn midriff muffin top. What happens here? Wow, it really does seem that people have defied the laws of science and thermodynamics. We've been making it so much more complicated than it needs to be. I'm joking, obviously. Simple drinks will not shift your belly fat, and certainly not in these Marty McFly time-defying timescales. Some say overnight, some say 7 days, some are a little more conservative and say 2 weeks. Please, 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 I am begging you, do not turn to these drinks. It's just not possible for this wonder drink to melt belly fat in this space of time. This isn't how fat loss works. And don't get fooled by weird fat-burning creams like this one. Yes, this is toothpaste, lemon juice, coconut oil, and Vicks Vapor Rub. And at the time of making this video, this supposed wonder cream for belly fat has over 6 million views. No, taking random ingredients from your cupboards won't make a belly fat melting cream. You might as well mix spaghetti, spinach, and 7 Spice together and scrub it on yourself. No, do not do that, I am joking. What I'm not joking about is the science behind losing belly fat. We only do facts, not fads at Body Smart. So let's delve into the science about belly fat.
Yes, science!
There are 2 types of abdominal or belly fat: subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is the visible belly fat that you can pinch just under the skin. Visceral fat is the fat located in your abdominal cavity and around your internal organs. This is the fat that is linked to medical conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. This is the fat your doctor is most concerned about. You don't know how much visceral fat you have unless you go through a DEXA body fat scan, which can be pretty expensive. Not all fat is bad. You need essential body fat for hormone regulation, and essential fat is found in the brain, bone marrow, nerves, and membranes that protect your internal organs. Women tend to store excess visible body fat in their stomach, hips, and thighs. Men carry excess body fat around the belly, which is probably why you're here watching this video. You're looking for a way to reduce your belly fat, right? That's completely okay. You're very normal to have excess fat around your stomach. And as you are here, I'm guessing that you have excess fat that you're looking to lose. In order to learn the science behind fat loss, please watch this video here. This will tell you everything you need to know about fat loss in 20 minutes. Seriously, this video will help you understand why unethical fads like pills, waist trainers, and belly fat blasting drinks are robbing you of your time, money, and energy. And don't forget your sanity. And while you're at it, don't forget to leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and share these videos with your friends and family. It really does help us as a team to share our facts, not fads, and you'll be helping us achieve our goal of helping 1 million people cut the BS and be body smart. I'm here to cut the BS for you, so you don't have to do yet another failed fad that makes you feel Before we get into the ways in which you can shift belly fat, I've got some myths that I want to bust first. This is know-it-all Nora. Every workplace has one. She's the type of person who buys into these myths and will say things like,
you can target fat and just lose it off your belly.
no, this isn't true. We call this spot fat reduction when talking about body fat, and unfortunately, it is impossible to target one singular area of your body for fat loss. I wish we could, but we can't. You have to keep losing weight and body fat, and eventually it will come off that area. As a health and fitness coach, I've coached many ladies who get frustrated with where they seem to carry this stubborn fat. Did you know your genetics play a huge role in where you store body fat? So look at your grandma or your mum, your aunties, cousins, and sisters. Look at the patterns of where family members on both sides carry their body fat. Does your sister carry weight around their hips? Has your dad always had excess belly fat? Does your mum have big calves? Your genetics will give big clues to how your body composition will look. Unfortunately, due to your genetics, your abdominal area may be the last place that stubborn fat comes off for you. Remember, when it comes to genetics, this isn't something you can change. This is the way you were born and it's something that you have to accept. But, big but, it doesn't mean that you can't lose belly fat just because your sisters also have it. It just means that it might be the last place it clings onto when you're in a fat loss phase.
You can do certain abdominal exercises to melt belly fat.
Remember we talked about subcutaneous fat that sits between the skin and the abdominal muscles? Well, it is that fat that will stop your six-pack abs from ever showing through, because we all have abdominal muscles. The majority of people can't see them though, due to a layer of body fat in front of them. It doesn't matter how many sit-ups you do. If you have belly fat to lose, your six-pack abs will be invisible as Herbalife's results.
Cayenne pepper and lemon water is the absolute tonic for melting belly fat.
There are so many videos of these so-called homemade remedy drinks, and they're just not true. If you're drinking these instead of eating meals, which we would never advocate to do, then yes, you could potentially be in a calorie deficit and in a fat loss phase. These drinks are not special though. They do not have belly fat melting properties and they can do more harm than good.
Cling film is amazing for getting rid of belly fat.
While wrapping cling film around your belly fat might cause a slight increase in body temperature and then a negligible increase in calorie burn, it's just not worth it. All that'll happen is you'll sweat a bit, so leave the cling film to Dexter or your sandwiches.
Necessary tools of the trade.
You gain belly fat when you're in the menopause.
Actually, this one's a little bit more complicated. When you go through menopause, the hormonal changes can change your behavior. You might feel anxious, lethargic, or have a low mood, and this affects your motivation. Hormonal changes can also increase your cravings. So while the menopause itself does not cause your body to produce more belly fat, the hormonal fluctuations can cause a reduction in activity and therefore reducing how many calories you burn each day. The increase in appetite and cravings caused by hormonal changes leads to an increase in calorie consumption, which can cause weight gain. So with those myths busted, how do you lose belly fat? Can you guess? Can you? Calorie deficit. 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 Calorie deficit.
Okay, I'll do it. Oh God.
So the great news is you can lose belly fat and you don't need weirdo wacko creams, drinks or pills. You just need to stay in a consistent calorie deficit through a fat loss phase. You stay in a fat loss phase by adhering to a consistent calorie deficit. And with a calorie deficit comes overall fat loss, including losing belly fat. Just a quick recap on a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is achieved when you burn more calories than you consume. You can do this by eating fewer calories, moving more, or a combination of the two. When it comes to fat loss, you have to lose overall body fat and keep going until it comes off what people call problem areas, like belly fat. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen in 7 days. It's probably not even gonna happen over a couple of months for most people. You can't melt, burn, shred, or make belly fat disappear in a matter of days with magic pills or drinks that taste like pond water. Hey, you come to me for no BS. And I want you to focus on long-term fat loss rather than a 2-week fad, which is why at Body Smart, we always advocate for 1% better every day. Rather than going all in, completely changing your life and failing miserably when you can't keep it up after 2 weeks. So what can you do right now to focus on your overall fat loss that will, with adherence and patience, mean you lose belly fat? Work out your calorie deficit. This is determined by many factors like your sex, age, weight, height, and activity levels. Click the calorie calculator link in the description to work out your personal calorie deficit. Start tracking everything you eat and drink on a calorie counting app like MyFitnessPal. It's completely free and it will really help you learn the calorie values of foods you eat. Remember, I do always say you don't have to track calories, but calories always count. Commit to resistance training at least twice a week. This is what we recommend at Body Smart to help you lose fat, get strong, and it's great for your mental health too. Don't shirk on the steps. If you've watched our video on fat loss, you'll know how important your step count is for your overall calorie burn. So get yourself outside and get moving. Flex that patience muscle. It's not gonna happen overnight. But if you wanna make things happen a bit quicker with science and psychology backed support, there's a link in the description to apply for coaching. And please, please, please don't forget to forget the fads. They don't work, they're unethical BS, and they'll cost you time, money, and make you feel like a failure. I'm Jaymie from Body Smart, and I'd love to know what's the weirdest thing you've heard to remove belly fat. Let me know in the comments. I personally reply to all of them. Also, check out this video and playlist, and I'll see you in the next video.